Alright YouTube, so it's not often that we do double uploads, and here recently we've done a lot of daily uploads, which isn't really the norm for the channel. Usually our upload schedule is every other day, but sometimes I feel like doing daily stuff, sometimes I feel like doing double uploads. Came across some very good information. You already know what it is by the title. And it's that there are going to be NPC vendors, in-game merchants. You don't have to just trade with other players. Shout out to VaultGirl145 for bringing this information to me in the comments of my last video. I'm always appreciative of people hooking me up with information. I'm obviously doing all this by myself, so I can't be aware of every little bit of info out there. So this bit of news comes to us from P. Hines on Twitter. He replies to people a lot on there, sometimes too damn much, but he's actually given us a lot of information since the reveal of Fallout 76 through Twitter, like more than what they're doing in interviews sometimes. So right here we have this person tweeting at P. Hines asking, "Hey Pete, I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer this, but someone on Fallout 76 Reddit recently posted this screen cap from QuakeCon, and I was wondering if the trading post signs were placed by players or are part of the map. Thanks." So really quickly taking a closer look at this image, as you can see there's a sign on top that says Trading Post, Survival, Supplies, Assistance. The sign at the bottom left appears to be the exact same sign, but it's kind of blurry. This is a pretty valid question, because obviously we can build anywhere on the map, so it'd be pretty easy to put a sign on the roof, plus we've never heard anything about NPC vendors in the game. But back to the tweets, P. Hines replies with, "That particular one was already in the game, not placed by a player. It's one spot where you can find a trader that isn't another player." So boom, right there, that is confirmed that there are in-game traders. There are already pre-built trading posts. You don't just have to trade with other players in this game, which was a big worry of mine, because they've never said that. They've only ever talked about trading with other players, bartering with other players. They never once said, you can also buy and sell items in-game like a regular Fallout. Like, that'd be nice to know. We've known about this game for like 2 months now. And really quickly, we're going to take a look at another exchange of tweets confirming this as well. So we're not going to read over the entire thing, but the guy asked P. Hines if it's a total player economy or there in-game vendors, and P. Hines replies with, "There are vendors in lots of places. I trade far more with vendors than I do with real players, but that's partially due to the way I play." The guy kind of further expands on this, if he can be a merchant or also buy and sell with in-game vendors, and P. Hines replies with, "Right. I mean, you don't have to be a merchant. You can just trade with other people you come across if you and they want to trade. But yes, you can trade with players or use in-game merchants." I mean, this is some pretty big news. This is a question I've asked twice now in 2 separate videos over the course of 2 months. If there's going to be in-game NPC vendors, merchants, whatever you want to call them, traders, and yes, there is. I mean, this is a pretty big benefit for those that want to play single player, even though it's not a single player game. But if you want to play by yourself and try to avoid other players at all costs, you don't have to buy and sell with other players. You can use these vendors. What I'm curious about is what type of vendors are going to be like. What kind of, is it going to be a ghoul, super mutant? Is it going to be human? I don't think it's going to be human, because they've stated that all the humans in the game are going to be other players. Or is it going to be a robot? A robot seems the most likely. It's the easiest thing to do. We've seen it in almost all the games. I don't know if there's a robot merchant in Fallout 3, but New Vegas there was, Fallout 4 there was. I think this is also good information, because when they talk about the lack of NPCs in this game, people are jumping to the conclusion that it's going to be just the players and all the enemies that we fight in the game. And then whoever we're getting our quests from, like holotapes, robots, and terminals and things. And they think there's going to be 0 NPCs entirely. And I've been saying forever now that that's not going to be the case. Like, these people are picturing like an empty world that's pretty much just us players and the enemies we fight. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't the same as having NPCs scattered throughout the game that are giving us quests and all that stuff, but it's not going to be just this vastly empty world, and I think this is a good thing. And it's also good, obviously, because you don't have to interact with the players if you don't want to. This also confirms to me, at least, that things are going to have set prices, so I don't think you actually get to barter with other players. Like, maybe it'll just be like their barter versus your barter will decide the actual price of the item. Anyways, kind of a quicker video, guys, but it is some great news, and I just felt like making a second video today to talk about this. So as always, let me know your thoughts below, and if you went on to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, turn on notifications, follow me on Twitter at @DashingDavid, add my Discord, links to my social networks are in the description, and in the outro. Later, guys. Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while, quit acting like a baby.